Hello, everyone. This is episode 17 of Here Comes the Pitch, a podcast about pitching story ideas. I'm your host, Derk Harron, and in today's episode, I will be pitching a dark sci-fi comedy called The People vs. the Toaster to my guest, Tone Rodriguez, and Nick Harron. I would compare this story to the movies A Few Good Men and AI, Artificial Intelligence. Well, without further ado, here comes the pitch.
So I'm going to pitch it to you right now.
Okay.
And to give you a little backstory behind it, this is actually not a story that I created. It was a dream that my wife had, and when she told me it, it was so strange that it was just like, I can't believe that you thought this up. Like, so here goes.
Are you hearing this for the first time?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so we're both okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is from my wife. She had this dream where it takes place kind of in the near future, where AI is starting to get pretty popular, even with like home appliances. And so there's this one guy who ends up winning this toaster from like a TV show. It was just like but it has like AI capabilities. Like it'll figure out what you like to eat, and then it'll cook it for you and everything. But this guy's got a problem with watching porn, and like all he does is watch porn. And so like when he wants food, like he'll just order out or something like that. And so he keeps neglecting this toaster, this AI toaster, and the toaster like tries to like heat up things for him, or like at one point the toaster gets so upset, like it like destroys the microwave. It starts like destroying other appliances, and like the guy is so oblivious to like what's kind of going on. He's just like, oh, well, I guess the microwave doesn't work anymore, and has no idea that this toaster is like become like this kind of like insidious creature that like just wants his attention.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where you're going with this. It's a neglected
robot. And so at one point the toaster like hacks into his computer and like starts to realize like the type of porn the guy's watching, and like it's pretty disturbing stuff, and it's the kind of like porn where like having sex with people while they're asleep. And so the toaster
wait that's a thing?
That's a thing. Like we're just like usually it's like a first person kind of like porno where he just walks into a room where a girl's sleeping and then slowly but surely starts to have sex with her.
But is it like his girlfriend, or is it?
Oh, it's just a type of porn that this guy's watching.
But no, I know. But you're talking.
Well, they're
talking about something else altogether. So you're saying they have porn?
Yeah.
Where a guy is just walking through a house. He says, "Oh, this is a really cool place," and he opens the door, and then there's like a woman sleeping or something.
Yeah. Well,
I'm assuming it's sleeping because, right?
Yeah. It can get pretty dark with these type of.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not his wife. It's not his girlfriend. It's just some random.
Sometimes it's like the stepsister or something like that, where it can almost be considered rape. But then
it does.
But usually it's.
But for some girls, that's a turn on.
But usually
God.
how the
Crazy, man.
But usually how the porn goes is like, wait a minute, they're surprised, but then they start liking it, and then like it gets really dark.
I just want to remind people that your wife had this dream.
Yeah, my wife had this.
Were you guys watching Westworld, eating toast and fucking?
So, anyways. So the toaster starts to realize what this guy likes, and like develops like this toaster penis, and then like creates it itself, and then while the guy is sleeping, goes into the room and has sex with him, and he is burned, of course, because it's a toaster, and
because he wants it hot.
Why was it gay sex? Why is the toaster wanting to be a dude?
Well,
So was he watching gay porn?
Maybe he's
maybe it is gay porn.
Okay.
Who knows? And then, but
I like that angle.
but what ends up happening is that how the dream kind of played out, because that was like one portion of it, was that it turns into this huge like trial where it's like the people versus like this AI toaster, and how how this toaster like went beyond what it was supposed to do, which was cook food, but like thought that this is what he truly wanted. And so it turns into this whole court battle about how AI needs to be like completely destroyed, that if this is what it's capable of doing, then it needs to stop. But like at one point, the toaster gets up and gives his side of the story. And like you really start to realize
he wanted it.
I just want to, like, when the toaster comes, it pops toast out. I just realized also, I'm between like two like artists. I want to like see like a competition of draw a toaster with a fucking dick. Because all I'm picturing in my head is the brave little toaster in like a porno setting with a dick fucking a dude.
All I'm thinking is Michael Martin fucking putting something in a book that I have to now draw that I don't want to draw. The whole time you're talking about this, I'm thinking it's like, and you brought me in on this one?
This is why I had no idea you were pitching this, man.
Well, the thing is that like when I first talked to you,
Yeah, I know this was gonna come back on me. This is the dumbest thing ever.
okay, so he asked me like when I told him about the show, he was like, "Well, pitch me one of your stories," and so I pitched him the helmet. Super guy,
Right.
And so when I told him that it was a helmet that came from outer space, he was just like, "Oh, I already went dirty in my head," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "I don't know what kind of show you're running, but like when you say space, like the first thing that I think about is like it's like this giant alien's like cock piece or something
Like
like
the cod piece.
a cod piece."
Like it's something that you would wear, but like it gives him like superpowers because it's like his cod piece, like it covers his junk. But
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the kid finds it and he thinks it's a helmet and he puts it on, and so he gets powers from it. But then we realize at the end that it's just this stupid cod piece. You heard cock piece?
I heard cock
know
piece.
Cod piece.
COD? What's a cod?
Oh, no, that's what they call them, like a cod piece. It goes over your junk.
Yeah.
You know, when you originally said the story, I imagined like Gene Simmons from Kiss. He's always got like that big giant cod
Okay.
piece.
Okay,
Now I
yeah.
That's what they
understand
are,
what
like
you're talking
cod
about.
piece. Yeah.
Okay. Almost like the things from like a Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I think
Yeah.
it's like a stylized version of it. It's like that's like a really weird kind of take on it.
But-
they were very fashionable back in the old
Yeah.
time.
They but I don't know when you told me that, and
Okay.
I guess I heard cock piece when you said
gotcha.
it.
So you thought I was going to go straight to dirty.
Straight to dirty, and so I was like, "Hey, I got a dirty story," because my wife pitched it to me.
Let me tell you a story. So the toaster, he sees him and he's like, I gotta have him.
Did she have an
I
ending?
love your voice.
Did she have an ending to the dream? No.
She didn't really have an ending.
know
Like
what?
she just said that it just goes to trial.
Remembering that much is good though.
That's the best way of telling it because like all of my dreams never have endings.
Right.
Like they're always like in the middle of it. I wake up from it, I'm like, what the? That was weird. I'm gonna have to remember that one and immediately forget it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what? Because sometimes that's what we'll do is like we'll wake up and then like she'll have a weird dream and then and she'll talk about it, or I'll have a weird dream and then yeah, we just kind of like develop it into a story and have fun with it.
Derek, go get the toaster. I got an idea. Go get it. What? Go get the fucking toaster.
So yeah, when she told me that, I was just like, I don't even know what to make of that. But I thought like that's so strange that like it seems like something that has to be told,
Right.
You're gonna
or
start,
drawn or written
This
or
podcast is gonna blow up, and you're gonna start like a whole fucking like book page of people who are gonna marry their toasters, or at least stick a dick in a toaster. See how long you can go.
It's like the new.
If that was only the thing, because you see people do all these stupid little challenges and stuff. If the world gets to the point they hear this thing and they're like, "Hey man, let's go get the toaster." what do you want to do with the toaster? All right, this is the thing. We're gonna get the toaster and we're gonna stick our dick in it.
There's two slots.
I'm gonna stick it on one side and stick it in, and we're gonna see who can keep it in there the longest.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? But in the meantime,
The toaster challenge.
I'm also thinking to myself, like,
Hashtag.
if these dudes,
It's like the ice bucket challenge,
yeah, exactly. The
can become
pods and shit.
the dick toaster challenge.
But the thing is, you find two dudes who can get their dick into a fucking toaster. It's like, all right, maybe you guys need to work on something else. 'Cause, like, you two need to be separated. But that's where I'm at.
Too
now.
much free time.
Yeah. 'Cause, like, one of my buddies would tell this story in the studio. I used to work in LA, and he'd tell this story about Ookie Cookie.
Yeah.
You guys know what Ookie Cookie is?
Isn't that where you come on a cookie or something like that?
A couple of your buddies get together, and you get a cookie, and you're like stand there, and you guys, pleasure yourself, and whoever finishes last has to eat the cookie.
I've heard this.
And so I will not name names, I will not say who, but he would tell these kind of stories almost in a matter of fact. So in my head, I imagine him sitting over this, but I know he never did. There's no way he did it. But because I know him, there's no way he would have done it. But when he tells a story, I just fall right back and I go, oh, Jesus Christ. So who fucking does that?
Right.
Well, you hear stories about these guys who will watch porn together, and then they'll be like, "Hey man, you want to jack off?" It's like, are you gonna jack off? they're doing it, and you're like, who does that?
I've never jerked off with another guy next to me.
Why would you?
Well, if you got some homosexual tendencies, then
That
that's
cookie
or
game sounds pretty
bisexual.
fun, though. Actually,
Have some alone time with the cookie, and then
Yeah, no, you need at least someone else to be there.
okay.
Okay, so
I gotta have a spotter.
There's rules to the Ookie Cookie game.
Yeah, that's the. Oh, Lord.
But what I was thinking for the story, since she kind of just gave me like a quick outline of what she dreamt about. Like, I think that it would be interesting if the AI toaster got up on the stand and talks about how maybe there was kind of this sexual relationship between the two of them, and it was where of course the toaster went past the line of comfort, but maybe there was some sexual thing kind of going on with
When you're pitching this though, what type of idea? Are you trying to go for a comedy, like a rated R comedy?
Well, how I thought of it was that it was kind of this dark comedy, but pretty serious, almost like if you would think of like A Few Good Men, how that's kind of
I was thinking Choke.
Well, I was
Sam
thinking.
Rockwell.
Well, I was thinking that it's more based on the trial. It's also an idea of technology and where it's going, and how maybe it's not the best thing for a computer to have a mind of its own, because maybe they start to, they go beyond the point of pleasure, because they think that pain is pleasure at some point.
I think Dane Cook is looking for something.
Right.
We haven't seen him in a while. I kind of think if you got this in front of Dane Cook
and
just said, it's a toaster and it wants to have sex with you, I think he'd be all over it. I think we have a better chance of casting this right now than we have with me stepping in here and trying to help you promote this.
Yeah, but who gets to voice the fucking toaster? Because that's going to be top billing.
Yeah.
Does Dane Cook get top billing
Oh
as
no,
the
Dane
toaster?
Cook would not get Dane Cook.
Well, I would think that the lawyers and
there'd
stuff
be-
like that, because that's where the entertainment's going to be
There'd
of
be the toaster, Dane Cook's best friend, Dane Cook's neighbor, girlfriend, and then Dane Cook.
Because I almost see it like kind of playing out like a play, where it's just a bunch of guys in a room talking about this ridiculousness that like took place, and that there is a serious part about it because someone was seriously hurt, and something needs to happen because of it. Like there has to be.
Just think of like the story. So think, should we abolish all AI because one guy took it in the ass from a toaster? Hey, honey, you want to go see that tonight?
I think that there's some pretty crazy stories out here nowadays because I think that they are searching for originality, especially like with like Black Mirror and like some of these kind of like. I don't know, Outer Limits type of shows, like Twilight Zone.
Outer Limits for like the Playboy channel.
Yeah, there you go.
It's got a very Orwellian type of like.
Just think of the fucking sequels, man. You could have some crazy sequels. They could have like the refrigerator could tag team with the dishwasher.
Well, yeah, maybe there's like all these other cases that start coming up about like appliances, AI appliances,
so this is
like
turning
doing
into a sausage
terrible
party,
thing.
but with instead of food, the shit that makes the food.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
Just make the movie shorter because Sausage Party was like 30 minutes too long.
So where do we go now? So the story is...
Yeah, we left off in court. Like, we don't know who's going to win here.
Yeah. But I feel like that the toaster gives such a good, testimony to the jurors that
like
like
a tilted lover. It's
Well,
like,
he's smart enough to make himself like a digital, like a toaster cock and use it too.
But he's an AI toaster, so he's definitely smarter than Dane Cook.
Right.
But yeah, like
I really feel bad that I'm shitting all over Dane Cook. I don't like his movies. I just feel horrible that I'm shitting all over him.
He was awesome as the waffler in Mystery Men.
No, exactly. But that's what I'm saying.
or in Waiting, I thought he was pretty good in that.
Yes.
Like I thought he was like
What the fuck did I do to you, man?
he was like the not so pretty Ryan Reynolds.
Well, he's good as when he's like the fifth like lead in the movie.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't need to watch My Best Friend's Girl again.
Did they use the music from the Cars in that? I don't know.
Yeah, because the song, yeah.
But that would be the way to
Yeah.
go. But like, did they use it? It's like, because I don't know, and I didn't see that fucking movie. Dane Cook, you ask Dane Cook right now, he goes, I fucking have no idea. I don't remember making that.
Yeah, he probably doesn't. He's just like, I remember the paycheck, but I don't remember the movie. But but I don't know, man. Like when she told me it, I was just so blown away. I was just like, wow.
I think that there's a movie.
Need to talk about this.
I think the movie here isn't the movie that you're pitching. I think the movie here is the two of you waking up and discussing the idea that she just fucking had, and that you're like, dude, I have like a podcast where I pitch ideas. And the movie of the story coming from your wife, who's like one of the nicest, straightest like people ever. Like your wife has some fucked up dreams. Whatever wine she was drinking the night before.
I don't know.
I need a bottle of it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought that would be like a fun one to like. Just
Would you have it
about.
win or lose? Because I'd have the toaster lose in court, because then you get to see it go to court, like the jail and stuff.
Well, or just the like it.
We're talking about
it being
toaster
shut off, like or yeah, just it losing its memory, losing all of its experiences, and then and because of that, just think of all of the other like appliances and other AI products that are in jeopardy because of it.
Right.
And like how much joy like people get out of those products.
And in its defense too, what it was doing was researching what the guy had already really liked.
Yeah.
And was trying to basically please its master.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It did not, dude. When we were out back and you were telling me, hey, you got to be on this episode. You got to see what... I'm like, oh, this is going to be crazy. I didn't think it was going to be about a toaster with a dick.
But you see, now I'm also thinking about like cutaway scenes of the toaster having dreams, like sex dreams like that.
Oh.
But like he comes home. Like, this is the dream for the toaster, right? So Dane Cook comes home, and he sits there and he looks over at the counter, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And the toaster's just sitting there. And Toaster doesn't move the whole time. He just sits there because it's a fucking toaster. I don't care how much AI is in it. It's a fucking toaster. And it's all Dane Cook. And he walks over and he's like, hey, man, I got something for you. And he goes ahead and opens up. It's like a loaf of Wonder Bread. And he goes,
Yeah.
Got some sourdough tonight.
yeah, that's where we go. He pulls out one of those big giant baguettes and he starts trying to shove it in there. Oh, yeah. And the toaster just sits there because it's a fucking toaster. He's just sitting there, yeah, you like it? Oh, yeah. And he's just sitting there trying to shove it in there.
And then the toaster's like, this is for stuffing me all those nights.
And the toaster wakes
I'm gonna
up.
butter your bread.
I like that. I like the toaster sex dreams.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in the whole movie or the whole pitch of the comic book or whatever,
Yeah.
the toaster's totally sentient. It talks. It does everything. But in its dreams, it just dreams I'm a fucking toaster.
So now we're like,
It doesn't move. It's just
But in his dreams, he doesn't move because like he knows that he's just a fucking toaster.
but
He knows his limitations.
I just am.
it's that Buzz Lightyear moment where you realize he's just a toy. Who sings the songs in Toy Story?
Randy Newman.
Randy Newman. Now we need Dane Cook and some Randy Newman music. And Toaster realizing that
A Randy Newman song about
I mean, if we're
The
gonna make it
toaster
this an
fucking
awkward
Dane
fucking
Cook.
story,
Lord, that'd
make
be
it
awesome.
really awkward.
yeah.
Have some like inspirational, like uplifting Randy Newman music.
Well, man, I heard like an Elton John song over here, and I was just like,
This is perfect for Toaster fucking.
Toaster fucking. In a cute font,
Dude.
like Looney Tunes, right? Toaster fucking.
Do you think someplace right now, like Dane Cook's like sitting there, like just looking at a toaster, just going, "Nah, there's no way guys are thinking about like my dream project right now." You should send him a script. He's like, "I'll pay you."
this is your breakout performance, man.
I needed this.
It's all on you, Dane. You have
This is
to
gonna bring me
improvise.
back like Robert Downey.
Yeah,
my
this
God,
is your Robert Downey.
This is his Iron Man.
This is your
Toaster Man.
Toaster Man.
He already fucking did Waffler. He was
Yeah,
the Waffler
for
in
Mystery Man.
Man.
Yeah, man. But
He can handle his appliances.
I don't know.
Dude, one trick pony.
Dude, I will hope that there's like a slew of comments of like, leave Dane Cook alone, you guys are fucking
Oh my
me."
god, yeah. People just start
People
shitting
can
all over
suck
me.
my asshole lips.
I'm sorry. It was the first name of somebody I haven't seen in a long time that I
Yeah.
just could pull out and go.
I
This
don't
is
think
a-
any of us hate Dane Cook.
I feel like I'm a Tarantino on this one. It's like I want to bring him back.
Right.
I think he's got some real potential in him.
Like he's a Travolta. Like
I mean, he needs to get out of that fucking Costco, you know, where he's like bringing up people's sales and shit. And he needs to get back to work.
It's funny because Dane Cook was in a Costco movie.
That's why I said it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he knew that.
Yeah, I'm totally. I love Dane Cook. It's like, I don't know why we're shitting on him.
Yeah. Some of his films are actually quite enjoyable.
Oh god.
Especially this next one that he's going to be in.
yeah,
Toaster Man.
Toaster Man. Toasted Man.
If you could come up with a name for this movie, what would it be?
Oh my god, wait a minute. So originally we were talking about the toaster fucking Dane Cook.
Right.
I'm gonna keep saying Dane Cook.
Right.
He's not in
Yeah.
it.
Or,
But
Stick to it. Yeah.
what if in your scenario with the porn that you mentioned where Dane's like just asleep and Toaster comes over and he's like, oh, I'm gonna please him. So Toaster kind of waddles over and turns itself sideways and sticks his, like he's performing oral on Dane Cook. And that's when he burns him.
You gotta go further though. Like the cord that plugs into the wall is like tied around his neck. He's like choking him out while he's burning his dick. And then like the flipper switch is like on the balls.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got tickling.
it's like ding, ding, ding.
right. Let me adjust my settings for you.
Oh my gosh.
And here I didn't think you were going to get anything out of it.
Dude, I got another 45 minutes so we could go on toaster fucking.
Toaster fucking.
But okay, but so does the toaster? I said he, but does the toaster do it once, and then like Dane doesn't wake up, and he kind of like scuttles off, and he just wakes up with like 3rd-degree burns on his dick.
Yeah, well,
And wondering why he likes it so much.
And then what? Like the toaster does it like the secretary.
But wait, he wouldn't like it if he's going to court.
Oh, the secretary. That's
but maybe he doesn't know it's happening, and then one day when the toaster is giving him toaster oral, he realizes that that's what's happening.
Burns his dick off.
We can't imagine a world without Dane Cook and his dick. That's not cool.
That's true.
Well, that's why it goes to trial, man. Because like Dane's dickless.
Oh, dude.
Coming this summer, dickless Dane Cook.
Have you thought about fucking a toaster? Haven't we all? July 10th.
Oh my gosh.
AI.
Coming!
Oh, coming.
That's right, butter my bread. Butter it.
Oh gosh.
Let's put it on dark.
I don't know, man.
I just want to pop you off, Dane.
I just want to pop you off.
I don't know where that came from.
Well,
I'm thinking of Hal right now.
Yeah,
Hal
from the voice that I almost imagine the nerdy kid from Grease. You know what I'm talking about? Hi, everybody. He's got that funny cartoony voice.
yeah.
I don't remember his name, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I haven't seen Grease in a while, but I know that.
1941, remember 1941?
So a guy, man, I've done a lot of fucking work with Grease. That is one of the movies that I cannot finish. I don't like Grease.
But you've danced to a lot of their.
I've danced to a lot of their shit, man. I've done straight up choreography, but I've never finished the film.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I love musicals.
But Grease
doesn't get me.
doesn't do it for you.
Not at all. I don't know why.
You know what? This just reminded me of something that happened the other day. I was in a restroom with my buddy, and he went up to the faucet. You know how they have the faucets for the automated water? We go talk about AI, and he sticks his hand under there, and there's no water. His hand, he's already got soap on it. And so he goes over to the one that I was at, and he goes, God damn it, it's like, what's up with these things? And he starts using it, and I go over to it, and I stick my hand in there, and it starts running water. And I said, people sometimes say that you have to have a soul to get this stuff to work.
Oh.
You know? So, like, I do that when people, like, bump into, like, electronic doors or something. It doesn't open for them in time.
Yeah.
And then I go in, I stick my hand out, and then it opens, like, yeah, they don't work for people who don't have souls. It's just, like, the meanest thing to say after they get something to work. But it's my buddy, so he laughed. But maybe that's a thing, too. It's like, you just don't have a soul. You can't get into Grease. I bet if Dane Cook was in it, you'd watch it.
This is the sequel to I, Robot. It's just I fucked Robot.
Or Robot fucked I.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like my dream sequences with the
No, I love that stuff.
because, like I said, it just sits there and it doesn't do anything. It's like everything happens around it because, like I said, it's just a toaster. You know. But like in the movie, like again, we're talking about comic books. In the comic book, in the movie, whatever, it totally talks and does all that stuff. But like in the dreams of these things, they're just inanimate
totally
objects.
stationary.
Yeah, it's like little slave days for him. It's like, oh, it's like back in the old days. I couldn't move around or anything. But in my dreams. I didn't say anything fucked up, did I? I said it and your head went down and you started doing that breathing.
I just think it's awesome and probably fucked up that on a Friday night, 3 grown-ass men are talking about a toaster fucking Dane Cook.
That wasn't my idea.
And the crazy thing is that I'm really into it. Like, I'm even coming up, like, I want... Remember the Jamiroquai, Virtual Insanity?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want...
Where the room starts moving.
Like, I want that playing during the sex scene, too.
Oh my
Like, I want it to be, like, this uplifting, kind of, like, funny party song while this dirty thing that you're seeing... And plus, dude, come on, how big is the dick? That's got to be important too. If you were drawing this toaster dick, do you give it like a?
Well, I would assume that like he's learned from like the porn that
The
this
videos
guy,
that he likes.
Yeah, that like he averages out the sizes of the penises he sees in the videos, and so like he comes up with an average size that like he thinks that the guy would like,
Right.
and then
Or
that's
could
what
handle.
could handle. Like maybe
Unless
like,
he's into those
maybe
kind of
like
movies.
Dude, this is gonna get you the most freaking downloads. Because you're saying Dick, you're saying AI, you're saying Dane Cook.
Dane Cook's gonna listen to this over and over again. He's gonna take
I'll
it
just
to
put like
his
hashtag
his-
Dane
yeah,
Cook.
his
This
lawyers
is
will go
fucking
over
where
it.
I'm at, man. Guys, the podcast is about me fucking a
But
toaster.
they'll have to listen to it over and over again, and every time they listen to it, it goes ding. And the whole time he'll be like, "Do I have any grounds? Is there anything I can do about this? Because these fuckers are in Phoenix stuck as shit. I'm fucking Dane Cook. Let me get this for you, Dane."
And then the sad thing too is there's going to be another person somewhere who's like writing the script out for this and being like, "Oh fuck, this is an original thought," and is going to like burn it in his toaster.
Well, I don't know, man.
And then by the end of the film, you realize that Dane Cook actually is fucked up, and he's just imagining all of this, and he seriously just likes to go into the corner, and it's like 1985, and it's not the near future. It's actually back, and he just like is fucking his toaster because he's a lonely old pervert. There's no trial. There's no future. That's just in his sick,
Somebody, like,
demented
walks in
mind.
on him.
That's his way of like dealing with the situation. Like I can't have sex with this toaster anymore, so I have to come up with this elaborate. Yeah, there's some people that they just heard our idea.
You know, it's funny that you should say that because I actually had somebody who was pitching a story. They had been working on a story, and he's one of these guys that was really good, and he can come up with some ideas. But it was one of the most brilliant / fucked up ideas I'd ever heard from him. And it's not fucked up in the sense of like it was wrong, like, you know, people are going to get upset or whatever. But let me pitch it real quick because it totally touches on what you just said.
Right.
The movie was going to be called Normal. That's the name of it.
And it's about a deep dark secret.
No.
Because that's what I was going.
No, I
Dane
understand.
Cook thing. Yeah.
But I just want to point out this whole thing about this Dane Cook thing.
Get it.
And so it's about this kid who isn't a very good athlete, but then somehow sees the Special Olympics on TV. And he goes, "Oh shit," because I think Johnny Knoxville was in a movie.
The Ringer.
Like this, The Ringer.
Yeah.
And he sees, holy shit. Like, and this is a little kid, young kid. And the whole time we see the kid, he's just a regular kid. He goes, if I go out there and pretend to be handicapped or disabled or retarded, can I even say that? Oh my god!
Well,
Yeah.
I guess mentally challenged.
I was
or...
going to drop the N-bomb in a little bit, but like I was totally going to drop it. But then I said the R word, and I immediately was like, "Oh dear Lord!" Yeah, okay. So I didn't mean that. If anyone gets that, I just mean
Special needs.
This story is from like 20 years ago. So back in 20 years ago, it was okay.
So there
to
was
say
no
that.
Ringer.
Yeah,
Yeah, it totally
yeah.
was
It was
okay to
before
say
the Ringer came out.
Yeah.
And so he goes ahead and tells his parents that he wants to do this Special Olympics. And the parents are like, "Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, let's do it." And you're kind of like weirded at the whole, like, why would the parents let him do it? And so the whole movie is him doing the Olympics and excelling at it. And you go through the whole movie. And then when you get to the very end of the movie, you realize that he actually is disabled, mentally.
Okay.
Because then you'll have the thing where at the end where he's like standing on the, not like at the end, this is a true story of this kid, but like maybe he's running the last race where he's going to win it, and then when you see him going across, you can see he's like, what's the one where they look like
Down syndrome?
Down syndrome, yes.
Right.
And that's the end of the movie, and you realize that it's okay for them to feel normal.
Yeah.
And it was a brilliant idea, but the idea of like doing it is like you have to like be real careful with it.
Right.
And so they
Oh,
never
yeah.
did anything with it. And then the Ringer movie came out, and so they immediately was like, I guess we're not going to ever do it.
And Knoxville took some shit for that.
Don't know, but that's the thing. No one has a sense of humor.
Exactly.
You know,
everybody's too damn sensitive.
You know the bet. Okay, we're getting sidetracked. But I'll give you one other story.
No, I gotta get back to some toaster fucking.
Toaster fucking. The last time I remember, some people took a lot of shit over a movie and having people like protest. We're gonna have a protest. Was when they did the stuff for A Fish Called Wanda, because there was a special group of people who got together, the Organization for the Defamation of Stutterers or something. I can't remember what it was, because one of the characters played a horrible stutterer. And so they're like, oh, you're making fun of stutterers. This is, not cool. This is totally unacceptable. And we're going to boycott. We want everyone to boycott this movie. And it's like, this is shameful and this is blah, 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 blah. You're exploiting them. And then Robert Klein did one bit of promoting for it. And he says, it's really funny. It's like, we have these people protesting this movie. It's like, we have the one character who's got a stuttering problem, but to be honest with you, we made a lot of fun. We made the movie, and we actually kind of made fun of a lot of stupid people, and none of them have started protesting the movie. And it was just brilliant to make them go, oh, okay, wait, they're not making fun of stutterers, they're making fun of stupid people. And can you imagine? Go, oh, well, I'm stupid, and now I'm upset that you're making fun of stupid people, because no one wants to ever acknowledge that they're stupid. Right. Meanwhile, we see them all the time. And I wish I could have phrased it exactly the way Kevin Kline did, or Robert Klein. Robert Klein? Kevin Kline.
I think it's Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline. Yeah. But yeah, and it was the greatest line. Because immediately after that came out, all the stutterers disappeared.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to pitch anything. How the fuck do you follow that?
Well, I don't know, man. I think that this is kind of a longer one, so we might just make it into a two-parter, and like kind of leave it as like kind of a teaser for what I'm going to pitch, because I kind of like what we've talked about.
What's the title of the episode? It's Tony Parker, Toaster Fucker, Dane Cook. It's like, and I'm not saying.
Yeah, we should come up with a title.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of title, because we covered a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. Well, I think I usually get back with my guest and say well, what should we call this? Or because sometimes they'll pitch me a story, and then it's like, well, what would you call your story? Like, what would the title be? And then we'll collaborate on it, because sometimes they just pitch me a dream or something, and then it becomes like this whole thing. Which, once again, it was my wife that pitched this dream to me, and I was like, wow, that's quite the story. So,
do you have a name?
Well, she thought of it that it was People versus the Toaster.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like Larry Flynn.
Yeah. So, or like
People versus Larry Flynn.
Yeah. So that is, it's focused mainly on just the trial. That we hear about all of the things that took place through the trial. The incident that took place where, is it considered rape, or was it consensual, or because the Toaster has a completely different story than the Dane Cook character on what took place.
It was totally consensual as far as the toilet Toaster was concerned.
So, and then it seems like the Toaster puts up quite the argument. I would assume that he's going to lose, but it's just.
But I mean, the other thing is, at the very end, even though that they've already selected a jury or whatever, would it really be considered a jury of its peers if there aren't some toasters or AI? Equipment.
That's a good argument.
Yeah, maybe it is like a jury of AI.
Yeah, maybe there's got to be a coffee maker on there or something.
I like that.
Good balance between the two.
Yeah, like 50-50 at least.
Have like 6 AI appliances.
Yeah, I imagine like half our appliances and half are like the extras on The Office.
Yeah.
You know, there's all the characters just sitting there. And you recognize them. They don't have to be the actual actors. They just look like them. So you're like, oh, that's the dude playing crossword puzzles. Oh, that's Jimmy Halpert. Okay, I get it. I get the joke. Oh, Dane Cook, what a brilliant man.
What a brilliant man. I love it. But yeah, usually, like, how I introduce each episode is I tell about my guest, and then I'll say like 2 things that this movie or story idea, or even because we'll talk about how best this story would be told. I usually take from a couple different other stories and say like, well, I would say that this story idea is comparable to such and such movie or such and such comic book, graphic novel. And so when I thought of like what is comparable to this,
I can't wait to hear this.
It would be like A Few Good Men, the play, but and then also the movie Batteries Not Included.
With the freaking sweet old couple? And the big black like handy like John guy,
Yeah,
dude, come on. And then the guys who are always like breaking the shit down in their diner.
But just to like, so that it kind of puts this idea,
of batteries.
Yeah, puts this idea in their heads like right before they're about to listen to it, where they're just like, A Few Good Men and Batteries Not Included. What? How would that play out? And then you're just like, toaster fucking, and then they're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck does Dane Cook have to do with this shit?
See, I think that's the name of the movie right there.
What?
If I saw a billboard and it was just called Toaster Fucking.
Well, I liked it like that. I think I said it like where it was like you were saying like something toaster, and I was like toasted or something like that, or I toaster or something. I don't know. But I think toasted sounds silly. That sounds like a comedy type of thing.
The toaster that ended up fucking me.
Oh my gosh!
It's better than Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that they would.
Dude, this should be animated.
Oh my god, in that classic Disney style.
Give me like an Aladdin, and then make a musical too.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go fuck him.
He's sleeping at night. I will fuck him right. I'm a toaster.
Oh my god, you know what?
It turns into a musical.
I was just starting to think about the guys from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like Charlie and Charlie Day like writing the music for this.
Right.
Oh my god.
Charlie Day should be the voice of the toaster.
We found the voice of the toaster. Oh my god.
What?
And he gets nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Score. Only because everyone's like, I don't fucking get this.
Let's toast on.
Oh my gosh. What was that word? I think you guys like. I can't wait to listen back to this because there was some good stuff where you were like, "It's coming, or something like that. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I can't believe you just said that, but it's hilarious.
Normally, at the end of these, is like, I need a cigarette. I need 2.
Well, I think we could end it right now, man.
So many people are going right into their kitchens and unplugging their toasters.
Yeah.
right
I'm just
now.
bummed out that I just thought of Charlie Day just
Now you want Charlie Day to be Dane Cook?
No.
Oh, okay, keep it Dane Cook.
I want Dane Cook to get fucked by the toaster. But it's just I kind of wish I could have talked about Charlie Day more because I love him so much. That dude is awesome.
Put him in your pitch. There you go.
But does Charlie Day really need to be fucking some dude with his toaster dick?
Yes. Annually. Toaster fucking 4.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for being on the show, Tone. I don't know if you want to continue any more than.
Oh no! I mean, this is great. I wish.
I just, dude. Also, the thing is, like, my brother was like nervous. He's like, man, this is like the first like guest. This guy's like a fucking comic book guy. Like, I wanted, because you were saying before, you're like, I've never really hung out with them, because that's why you wanted me to be in here.
Right.
Like, I don't know, like, if it might
He
be
might lose
awkward.
his shit, man, when we start talking about this toaster.
So you saved the toaster fucking story.
For me.
For him.
Thank you. I know now, because I've said this before, I need to watch what I say. Because I buried myself when he told me what this show was about, and I threw the cod piece.
Yeah.
He heard cock piece.
And I learned what a cod piece was.
Yeah.
And every time now that you and your wife buy a toaster, you're going to see that face. And you're going to think of Dane Cook.
And Charlie Day talking to you.
Hey, buy me. I got a good dick.
Oh my god. I'm sorry I got so silly, Toad.
No, I'm not.
It's so fucking awesome.
I'm totally cool with this. It's like, it's weird because it's so ridiculous.
Dude, my cheeks hurt from smiling.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in the same spot. But I kind of hope at some point, and not because I want anyone to do this and like have a bad experience, because this was actually very entertaining. But can you imagine coming in here doing one of these things with somebody who really thinks themselves like so fucking like superior? Well, I'm a comic book guy and blah blah blah, and then you pitch them this stuff, and all of a sudden they're like, what?
They just take the headphones
Yeah,
off
they
and put it
take it
down.
off.
This is what I dedicated my
like-
Friday night to.
Yeah, no thank you.
You guys need some serious fucking therapy.
Yeah.
You tell your wife she's fucking crazy. But no, this is great. I had no problem with this. I mean, again, I didn't know about this fucking rape porn that you guys were talking about. Which, I mean, god damn, that just fucking sounds horrible.
Well, people watch it on a daily basis.
I heard something. Oh, I was watching an episode of Rick and Morty.
I'm gonna let you guys finish. I'm gonna pee.
Okay. There's an episode of the toilet's gonna fuck him now. Toilet's gonna be sitting there. With
Just all the appliances. You're like, you're taking a second look at them, like, what?
Aim from afar.
It's you again. Here, let me take care of that. The lid goes up. Oh, drizzle, 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 drizzle. Oh, that's so good.
Oh my god!
Oh, more. Oh yeah. You know what you want to do now? Yeah, I do know what I want to do now. Yeah, do it. Okay. Flush. Oh, that was so good. Was that good for you?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, my cheeks are hurting too, man.
Yeah, you know, not that I want somebody to do that, but like at some point, because you know you can't please everybody. Somebody's going to come in here and then you'll pitch up the story and they'll be like, oh, I can't do this, and they'll just walk out. Can you please unlock this door? I feel very uncomfortable. This door is locked. I'm gonna call the police.
I don't know if I would have like I'd probably get that prudish sense
That's the funny
ability.
thing. I'm like totally like prudish. I mean, I cuss a lot. I'm like a sailor. You can't. That's why I don't want to work with small kids. It's like you never know when a fuck you's coming out. but I am the worst. But the older I get, I'm a lot more prudish.
Yeah.
And so like I try really hard to not let it out. But like we started talking, and then all of a sudden we got the toaster fucking. It's like I wasn't gonna like just.
Even from afar, man, it just sounds funny now. To hear somebody say those two words.
I'm just gonna post that on my. I'm gonna take a picture of a toaster.
Hashtag toaster
I'm
fucking.
gonna hashtag toaster fucking and just have everyone on my Instagram and Facebook go, what? And just wait and go. And my answer to everybody will just wait. Toaster fucking. What? Just wait.
Just
Just wait. It's coming.
If you don't know, you're not ready for it.
Hashtag it's coming. Hashtag Dane Cook.
Hashtag butter my bread.
oh my god. All right, well I think we can end it there, man.
So I'm like the biggest comic book guy you've had here so far. Because you've made that's what you were talking about before.
Right. Well, like I've had some guys that do comic books, but like they're local, and but like like you've done Simpsons comics.
But
you've
I mean,
done...
I'm not. I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude.
I know, and that's why I like when I met you and you were so like down to earth and so humble. I was like, man, I like usually I wouldn't pitch like this to somebody, you know.
Well, so
like,
I lucked out then.
because I'm just like I don't think he has the time for it, or I don't have the confidence to talk to this guy.
Like, you got to do it like soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, I know some comic book guys that are local. I need to see if I can swing them over here, just so that you can.
Thank you.
Do this. Yeah, because this was very entertaining. I know a couple of them might have a good time. I know 2 of them might not. I just want to see how that one works out. So we'll definitely point a couple guys your way.
Well, I definitely got to be on my top game because, like, you know, this one was the like out of left field type of thing.
I agree. Out of all the ideas you were that in my mind I was coming up with that I could possibly be pitched, toaster fucking was not anywhere on my list.
It wasn't on your radar.
No. Again, I can honestly say toaster fucking, anything with toaster and or sex. I think I've had the first original thought of that the moment you said it. And I almost guarantee, aside from your wife, no one else has ever come across it. I'm going to go online now and look and see if there's some sort of toaster fetish now.
I'm ahead of you. So I'm Googling toaster fucking.
Okay. Buy that domain now.
.com.
It just shows a picture of Dane Cook.
And there we have it.
Awesome. Brilliant.
Well, thanks again, Tony, for being on the show. Tone. I'm sorry.
Tone.
Okay, all right.
I
Sorry.
did all of it.
Okay, thanks, man. I appreciate
This
it.
was fun.
Thanks. Awesome.
Dude, my mouth actually hurts from smiling.
Oh, man.